I created this whole song in about 10 minutes.
Beneath the glow of a shattered moon, in a city where shadows loom, steel towers scrape the electric sky, where heroes rise and legends die.
So definitely very rough, but you basically have an entire song idea right here that you can expand out and create an entire song. And again, put this all together in just 10 minutes, and it's because of this awesome Landr Composer tool. So this is a tool that you can get one-off, or you can get it with a Landr subscription to their Landr Studio plan. And I have their Landr Studio Pro plan. And if you want to grab this for yourself, you can actually get 20% off your Landr subscription by using my link, orpheusAudioacademy.com/Landr. So just click that on the screen or go in the description below so you can get this plugin and a whole bunch of other things. What this does is it helps you generate different ideas for your songs. In fact, it's so awesome it can feel a little bit like cheating, but it is not. It really is just saving you time, right? This is something, it's probably a good idea for you to do on your own, right? If you're going to create a song idea, it's a good idea to maybe test out different chord progressions, but that can take a long time to go through many different chord progressions if you're going to like draw those out or play those out yourself in your DAW to test out different combinations of chords. But this boom can just generate chords for you, and you can kind of cycle through and listen to them quickly. And it does not just chords, but you can do bass, melody, and ARP ideas too. So kind of this big picture with this tool, I really like this for helping you generate ideas. I wouldn't just take everything this spits out and then just paste it into your DAW and use it exactly one for one, which is kind of what I did with this track. I don't think I tweaked anything, but I would probably go in and tweak this, change things up a little bit, especially the leads, the melodies. But the foundation is great to help you come up with ideas quickly and create kind of rough drafts of songs fast that you can then tweak and make your own and make unique and make it sound awesome. All right, we're going to pull up a new instance of Landr Composer, and we're just going to see what it looks like from scratch here. So out of the box, it gives you this chord progression here, so we can take a listen to this. So pretty cool. And so we can come in here and we can then edit this as we want. So just by clicking on this track here, we can see some different settings we can do here. You have the sound here, which I don't really see as being too valuable. It's kind of great for getting an approximation of what you plan on creating. So it's a way of kind of creating a rough draft of your track. And so in that case, you might want to like choose some sounds just to hear how it compares with the other tracks you add. But you're probably going to be using your own sounds when you import the MIDI. But anyway, if you want to choose your sounds, you got sounds here that you can choose. And if we click here on progression, now we can actually change the progression. So we can just click generate new chord progression, and we can just keep clicking this and we get all these different chord progressions. That's pretty cool. But we can even get more detail here. Like we can choose the key, we can choose the scale. Look at that. This is so powerful. So you don't really need to know a whole lot of music theory when you're using this. You're like, I want to use Lydian mode, and boom, you're going to get keys in the key of C in Lydian mode. And say we want to use G. There you go. Pretty cool. But we can also change up different things here. We can do the length and time signature. So if we did 2, now you just have 2 chords, or you know, maybe you want to cram 6 chords into here. Interesting. And look, we can go all the way up to 32. And it's generate, you got like basically a whole song now. Oh, that looks like you're not going to have a whole lot of repetition here. You can see the chord progression down here. Wild. So we're going to stick at 4. And let's just say we do minor And what we can do here as well is you can actually just come in here and choose different progressions, and you can just test these out. So this is just so amazing for helping you come up with cool ideas on the fly without having to spend tons of time or knowing a ton of music theory. And they're also sorted by like style. So if we wanted something major, minor, something melancholic or excited, uplifting, epic, let's choose something melancholic here. See how this sounds. Nice and melancholic. But if I didn't like a particular note, like maybe I want to try moving this note around here. Nice. So we can see how you can then edit it right here. And that is pretty cool. And then you can come in here and you can heart the chord progressions that are your favorites. All right, so we can close this. And then we can come in here and we can add other instruments, which is really awesome. So let's add a bass line to this now. All right, so we can do the same thing. We can generate new performances of the bass just by clicking this button. You go something like this, and there's other rules here, right? You can choose how frequently you want the notes to play, like every 8th note, or even every 16th note, or every beat note. And we can also choose different polyrhythms. And if we just choose these off, then you can get all these other parameters like density to the amount of notes per bar. Complexity, which is the amount of rhythm complexity, so how long and short the notes are. Interesting. And we have variation here, so it's the length and variation of musical phrases. Hopefully create some really wild stuff. And of course, we can humanize it. We can add more silence in, like before or after the notes. And can change the octave. So that's the bass. Pretty cool. Again, we can change up the sounds as well. Then we can come in here and add an ARP if we want to. I'm going to come back to this bass and we're going to simplify this a bit. Alright, we're going to generate new performance here. So maybe we could do every 8th note. We can even add polyphony, so there's multiple notes now. Let's bump this up an octave just to hear it a little better. We can add in a melody. And then we can change up all the rhythmic rules here. We can just generate a new one. So that's pretty cool. Now, everything kind of builds off the chords. So if we come to the chords here and we go to progression, what if we went to D major? And then everything kind of changes with that. Isn't that interesting? Generate new chords. That just completely changes your song. And so that's just one scene. Then we can create like multiple scenes in here with the plus icon here. So maybe like this would be like your verse, and then scene 2 could be like your chorus. we can play these, link these together and play them in sequence. And then when you're happy with everything, you can just come here and grab the MIDI icon and drag your MIDI right into your project. Let's say we like this progression, but maybe we don't like the C note here. We can click on that, or the C chord. And let's change it up. So what if we did E? So we can generate new chord just for this one chord. Mute things, so we'll mute these for now, so it's just to hear the chords. Interesting. We can add other embellishments if we want. We can add like a 9th or 7th or 11th or 13th and so on inversions. So do an inversion. That's a little better. So that like creates some really interesting sounds that you maybe wouldn't have thought of yourself right off the bat. So this is just such an awesome tool. I can give you so many crazy awesome ideas in such a short amount of time. It really is like having your own personal songwriting assistant with you right inside of your computer. So I highly recommend this Landr Composer tool. And again, you can get this along with tons of other plugins, samples, distribution, courses, and more with the Landr Studio plan, which is very affordable. I believe if you get their middle tier, it's like less than 40 cents a day. And you can save even more when you use my link, orpheusAudioacademy.com/Landr. You can get 20% off your first year. This is what I'm using, and it's really leveling up my music, and I highly recommend it. I've also switched from DistroKid over to Landr. So this is personally what I'm using. I think you would love it as well. So check it out and let me know how you like it. Now, if you want to see another amazing Landr tool that you also get if you sign up for Landr, check out the Landr mastering plugin. I did a full review of this as well, and you can watch that video on the screen right now. With that, have an awesome day, keep creating, and I'll see you in a future video.